Hey Aquarius, intuitive soul coach here with your October 2024 love reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, there's a call coming in. There's a message. There's some sort of communication that really changes the game or changes the direction. It may also be an apology. This could be a love letter. Someone could be telling you how they feel. You have been healing the heart. You've been mending, Aquarius, is what I'm picking up on. And there's change brewing. You may be in the midst of a massive transformation in matters of the heart. Now, bottom of the deck, you have the coffee cup. You could be connecting and meeting with a friend whom you haven't spoken to for quite some time. Now, these relationship readings can be platonic, they can be romantic, they can be familiar. So please take it as it resonates. But I do see some form of communication showing up for you in the month of October, because you start off with the love call, expressing love, messages of love. Someone's thinking about you. You could be thinking about them. There could even be some communication through dream state. If this is a loved one who's crossed over, you could receive the call through your dreams. I also feel like someone is informing you how they truly feel, and that may leave you with a decision, Aquarius. Okay, I'm getting a song, Heartbreaker, Dream Maker. I forget who sings that, female voice. Love Maker. Wow, okay, so some of you, maybe you broke some hearts. Maybe there was some sort of heartbreak over a situation. You have the justice scales here in the recent past. This is Libran energy. We are currently in Libran season. Libra brings balance, justice, and harmony. So if there was a situation, potentially karmic, or it could be a divorce, it could be some sort of heartbreak, I feel like there's healing and there's mending, because one of your other themed cards we have here is healing the beautiful heart. February may have been a significant month for some of you. Okay, even March. There may have been toxicity that you've dealt with, overcome, addictions, abuse. Yeah, look at that. As I say that, we have Devil, bottom of the deck. It's in reverse, which means you freed yourself from something that really caused heartbreak. What's going on in the near future? Okay, there's the Wheel of Fortune stepping in. Destiny, fate. The wheels have turned. Someone may be going through what you've gone through, or they didn't realize what they had until it was gone in some way, shape, or form. But I do feel like there's a turning here of direction. And this is a renewal. This is a new cycle, destiny and fate, and timing. There may have been timing between you and this energy entering into your life again. So perhaps you had to heal the heart before you could fully open up to some experience I see coming in, if it's not here yet. But this is massive. This is profound. Now, bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. You needed that time to open your heart, Aquarius. You needed that time to heal and to really work on yourself, self-development. If you're partnered up here currently, this may have to do with a family member. Maybe there was some sort of disagreement or struggle within a family unit or family dynamic, and you had to step back. You had to maybe cut ties, leave something, but you may be receiving a call, and maybe it's due to, Aquarius, some of you may have Libran placements in your chart. Maybe you are a Libra moon or a Libra rising. And I do feel like the dragonfly is bringing in some big changes. And these big changes are going to leave you with a massive choice to make. Even though I don't see any big choices, it may It may feel like it's a out of your control choice is kind of what I get with the Wheel of Fortune, because this is about surrender. It is about release, but timing is showing up here in a big way. It's like now there has been time between, again, you and a person, or between you and this heartbreak. And I feel like there could be someone that comes back into your life. This could be you've separated your energy enough to be able to think clearly now, and now you have an offer or some sort of expression of love that's coming in here. Now the dragonfly is the overall energy, and this is lighthearted. This is adaptability and really finding out things within yourself. I do feel a sense of discovery, a sense of wonder, a sense of awe. I don't feel like this is finding out something negative. I really don't, especially with your cards out here. I feel like this is finding out how you truly feel about a situation, finding out maybe if something is salvageable after the dust has settled, or finding out that, you really do have emotions or have a strong pull towards this incoming energy or this new beginning that may already be here. This is things coming to light and a lot of healing taking place here. So Aquarius, whatever you've gone through, that heartbreaker, dream maker energy, excuse me, some of you, I feel like you may have had to make a call in the past to maybe cut someone out, or that's something you're currently dealing with. And yes, you could break some hearts, but it would be breaking your own heart if you didn't do it. Okay. And I have to say that here because you're going through some massive change. Now, bottom of the deck, you could be meeting up with a friend, meeting up with a new person. You could be having coffee, having tea, maybe meeting up for dinner or drinks. But I feel like you're savoring this moment. It almost feels like the first time, even if you have had a million coffee dates with an individual, it just feels like the very first time. And it in a way it is, because it's brand new energy. It feels like there's something that's happened in the midst of some sort of timing that's taken place between you and this individual. Maybe this is a month. Maybe it is, a year. Maybe it's a lifetime for some of you. This is feeling elevated and bridging gaps and building friendships. I really love this. We also have the blowing kiss card. This is about giving and receiving. It's about unconditional love, affection returned. And some of you, this may be a brand new feeling. If you've dealt with something quite toxic, addictive, or abusive, it may feel a little bit foreign because you may be waiting for that bubble, hence the blowing a kiss. You see she has a big old bubble gum bubble there, and it almost feels like someone's going to pop it, right? Someone's going to just come in and snatch it away. And I feel like you've done enough work to not run from that, or to put your wall up so you're not so guarded that this love isn't able to come in. I feel like that's part of you doing the healing work. Let's dive into the tarot. You have the Nine of Pentacles. A lot of you may be single at this time, or you are in a dynamic, but you're very independent. There is an independent thinking. You may have had time or distance or space. Some of you could be at a distance. This could be a long distance relationship, or you meet someone at a distance. There could be a flying in, coming together. I do see a bit of travel here. This may be someone new on the path that may be a traveler of some sort or have a gypsy heart. But the Nine of Pentacles is beautiful because it's creating a life that you love. It's creating a life that you're proud of, and it's independence. And I feel like what's happening here, Aquarius, is you are meeting someone that is just like you, right? It's your other half, basically. It is someone who has a sense of self-sufficiency, material wealth. They work hard, they're independent, but they also know how to play hard is what I'm getting. They know how to play and to have fun, and a relationship may be the cherry on the top, right? And I feel like you both have gone through a lot. And if you currently are with someone, I feel like there has been a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but you've come out in a new way. You're not the same Aquarius you were even, 5 weeks ago, 5 months ago. I feel like you're at this place in your life where things are really starting to come together here for you. And October seems to be a very significant month because in the recent past, it looks like there's been some rebalancing coming up here with the Justice. Some of you may be going through a divorce, or perhaps you went through some sort of financial or legal struggle in the family, or it just could be a karmic relationship, a karmic soulmate, or a family member that you had to learn a lot of lessons. It feels like there was a lot of lessons around boundaries, self-love, forgiveness. Forgiveness is coming in real strong. So that could be for you or someone else. But I love the Nine of Pentacles because she is determined to create that life that she wants and manifest, because she's confident and she's proud of herself and she doesn't have to, rely on others for her happiness. And it's in that energy that you attract, a counterpart. And for some of you, if you're not looking necessarily for a counterpart, I just feel like you're happily single, or you are focusing on your finances, your career, maybe your family. And I do see you really being in a much better place financially, energetically, emotionally, all of it. But it's showing up in a positive way in the physical realm. Now, what's crossing your path is the Knight of Pentacles. It may be that after a period of stuck energy or routine, it almost feels like a little routine, like this is getting redundant, I'm still single, or, I may have to take some time to focus on my, this area of my life because I'm always working, or I'm always in this energy. And it just feels like you're ready to switch things up a little bit, but it's been a little bit slower than you like. The Knight of Pentacles, sometimes he lacks focus and discipline. Sometimes he can feel like which way is up, which way is down. And he can be a little slower, right? You see that he's very wise in a sense, right? But he's still a knight, and knights are action takers. And I feel like you're taking some calculated risks here. It's like you've thought long and hard about your path, about your relationships, your partnerships, and perhaps you didn't take action because there were still some lessons to learn. This knight is not quite a king or a queen, and it doesn't mean that you're not a king or a queen, because I see you are actually King of Cups here. But I feel like the lessons didn't reach full capacity, and that's why they were either replaying out, or that's why you had to work on healing them. Maybe it was the healing didn't reach full capacity because it may have been stunted, right? Or it almost feels like, when am I ever going to get out of this, or feel like I'm moving forward in life, or when am I not going to be constantly healing and self-developing and, doing all the work? And it just feels like there's now going to be, movement. It almost feels like someone's waking up here. This is good. Maybe you were dealing with someone who is being too cautious, too guarded to take action, or it just felt like someone wasn't wanting to progress. Someone wasn't wanting to progress here. And I feel like you're saying, I want more. I want more. At least that's what you were going to say coming in here. And it almost feels like that's what this call is. It reminds me of the Judgment. So you could be connecting with someone and saying, what are we doing? What are we doing? Or let's get together. Let's, connect. Let's meet over coffee. Some of you, it feels like you didn't reach out. This could be a friend or a family member, because again, healing and time needed to take place in order to kind of get your ducks in a row, so to speak, and let another person maybe figure out what they needed instead of it feeling forced. Okay. Now, what's in the bottom here, the foundation, the Three of Wands, exactly what we're talking about here. Three of Wands can be getting lost in the planning, but not making a move. It's in reverse, which means there's been hesitation. Typically, the Three of Wands is the card of manifesting. And it's like, okay, I've manifested this. It's here, but it's not progressing. It's not growing. Why isn't this individual here? Or why aren't we taking it to the next level? Or why am I still in the cycle of repeat? So when the Three of Wands shows up, this is an opportunity to plan and take action and execute, right? Exploration, anticipation. And it's exciting as you're planning. Think of traveling, right? Think of traveling, or maybe a big wedding date or a big event or concert that you're really excited about. And the whole day prior, you may be anticipating, getting ready, and you're really waiting for the big moment, the big milestone, or the big, goal. But imagine, instead of, going through the hours of the day, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., let's say this event is at 3 p.m., it's almost like 9 a.m. and then the clock's supposed to hit 10 and you go back to 9 a.m. and it's like a repeat. And you're like, what is going on? I should be getting closer to the 3 p.m. event. Why am I backtracking here? It's like Groundhog's Day over and over. So some of you, there was getting lost, or maybe some of you energetically or emotionally were getting too lost in the planning that you didn't get to have fun. It almost felt like it was a chore at that point because you're not moving forward. It's like a chore to get there, and then it loses the excitement. And that's why there's justice coming in here. And some of you, that may have been why there was a relationship breakdown. Again, we do see addictions or abuse or toxicity or just stunted growth. But I really feel like there was growth behind the scenes, just because we don't always see it, because it looks like it's going at a turtle's pace, right? It feels like destiny and fate are intervening here in a way to make magic happen externally. Okay, I do see some sort of external shift just because we do have the pentacles, and it feels like it's taken a long time, but that's the only pentacle I see out here. But a lot of this is, energetic and internal. And therefore, once you start shifting perspective and taking action based on what you truly want to feel, and saying, no matter what's coming in here, I surrender, I allow this, I want this, and then that's what's going to move you forward. But there is some justice taking place here. Now, what's coming in above you, Aquarius, is the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups is a wish upon a star, right? It's when Dorothy is still in Kansas here, and she takes Toto, she takes her basket, and she goes for a little adventure. She goes for a walk, and she's dreaming of, somewhere over the rainbow. Somewhere where, it's beautiful, and, it's someplace other than Kansas, right? And I feel like you've been stuck in some sort of routine. You've been stuck in some sort of black or white energy, hence the color of the card. The card here is in black and white. And it's like you've had a taste of black and white. But what about all of the beautiful colors and feelings and emotions in between? Instead of feeling the two emotions, angry, sad, or happy. Well, those are 3, but those are 3 of the basic ones when we look at emotions, right? There's happiness and there's, sadness. And we try to do whatever we can to avoid the sadness, and we do whatever we can to chase the happiness. But what about everything in between? What about the wonder and the awe and the excitement and the passion and the lust and the love and, all of it, right? All of it encompasses it. And I just feel like something has been very bland, and you didn't realize that there were spices that you could put on something to spice it up. And maybe it feels like, an energy that you were with didn't like to eat with spices. So it just feels like you got a taste for that. It's like eating some porridge when the Goldilocks goes into the house and she's testing out all the porridge, right? Really shake some salt and pepper on that because it's too bland. And I feel like some of you are wanting something more, or you want to spice things up, and you're moving in a new direction. 8 of Cups is my Eat, Pray, Love. For those of you that have read the book or watched the movie, it looks great on paper, right? It looks like she has everything, but she's not happy. And people may think she's crazy for wanting what a lot of people may want, right? Maybe she has the relationship, or maybe she has the job, or she has the family. But just because it's showing up maybe in the material doesn't mean that it's showing up in, I feel like there's some sort of disconnect between the material and the emotional, okay? The spiritual and the physical. And that's what we are heading towards aligning, Okay. 8 of Cups could be possibly cutting some ties and moving on, walking away because you want personal growth. You want to taste the rainbow or explore life spices instead of it just being a little bit bland. And this is also about independence. It's the quest for something deeper, more meaningful, and there is a new path ahead. But in order to move towards this new path, you need to leave someone or something behind to grow. And for those of you that have felt disconnected, there is a path around the corner. And I feel like it's very fortuitous. This is a fated, destined path that you are meant to jump on at this time. With the Wheel of Fortune, yes, we can go back and we can continue to repeat. That's part of the course as well. But I feel like you've done that already. You have been repeating something. And this is why there's an opportune moment coming in and saying, hey, wait a minute. I have the opportunity to do something differently this time around. And the universe is here pushing me because things feel a little bit disconnected, right? I've been stuck. I've been stalling. Maybe there's been fear. I feel like I haven't been able to move forward here. But here's the universe giving you the push that you've been wanting. How are you feeling? Confused. You may be feeling very magical, but with the Magician showing up in reverse, this can be not believing in your abilities. It can be second guessing your beautiful abilities and skills and talents. Some of you may have manifested something in the past that didn't work out. Therefore, you're questioning your picker, right? You're questioning your picker or your ability to make choices that are in your highest good. Stop that. Stop that right now, Aquarius. You are incredible, and trust that whatever experiences that you've gone through in the past, they were for your soul's growth. And it doesn't mean that you're not intuitive. It doesn't mean that, it was all your fault and playing the victim mode. There were massive lessons that you needed to learn. And even if you continue to choose something that brought you a negative consequence, you learned from that. Instead of looking at it as a failure, right? Can you look at it as an opportunity? And I feel like you can manifest from a place of love, not fear. Because sometimes when the Magician is in reverse, we're constantly manifesting every waking moment, our thoughts, our actions, our emotions. We're creating our reality each and every day by our lens that we are viewing the world and our experiences and what we've been conditioned to believe. And I just feel some of you've second guessed your dreams or second guessed your ability to manifest. But this Magician is a reminder that you have everything you need to choose a new path. If you're not happy, or if you are wanting to bring in this balance, which I see it's here, and I see you in the 9 of Pentacles, this is happiness. Maybe you have everything, but that one piece is missing. Don't doubt yourself. This is coming in, and the universe is giving a little extra push here, because remember, the universe, spirit, is your biggest manifesting partner. What's going on in the environment? Well, there's the love offer. There's the offer. Maybe you're making the call. Maybe someone else is making the call because you're manifesting it. But I do see here a message of love. The Knight of Cups is the lover, the one that takes action, listens to their heart. They have emotions. They wear their heart on their sleeve. And yes, sometimes wearing your heart on your sleeve can require one to be vulnerable and can require one to potentially risk getting hurt. But that is part of life, right? Not closing yourself off to the opportunity for love. So for a lot of you, this is about living in the moment, being present with relationships that you are currently in, strengthening them if that's a choice that you are consciously making. Some of you are subconsciously bringing stuff up to your awareness. How? Through doing the work, through doing the healing. And you're bringing stuff up where if you find yourself in the same position of the past, you have the opportunity to respond differently. And therefore, you're going to get a different result with the current situation you're in or attracting in a new one, because it's all energy. And I definitely see a love offer being made here in the month of October. Someone is going to reach out, message you, apologize. They may tell you that they're thinking about you. Hey, Aquarius, I haven't heard from you in months. I hope you're doing good. Or, hey, Aquarius, I'd love to catch up over coffee. And instead of maybe in the past saying, yeah, that'd be great, and then you don't talk to that person for another year, another 3 years, or whatever, maybe you say, I haven't connected with that person, but I really want to because life is short and I really care for them. And I just feel like someone is opening up their heart in a big way, and it's going to really change the course, and it could lead to a massive transformation. It's almost like one small destined fated event. This is the coffee cup. It's almost like one small meeting. Some of you could actually bump into someone unexpectedly, because the Wheel of Fortune can be fated or unexpected. And it almost feels like that one bump into an individual, that one smile, that one, connection in the grocery store, it amounts to something else. And maybe it's a person that, you do know in passing, but you've never really connected. That person may reach out to you on social media. Hey, I seen you in the grocery store the other day. Would you like to get together? So I feel like there's going to be a divine meeting here in some way, shape, or form, whether it's coming through someone's higher self and saying, I should really reach out to that person, or it's divine intervention connecting you and another. I mean, it's showing up. Now, the fear is getting a heart broken. I mean, that's always a fear. It's always something, we want to avoid. Nobody goes into a situation saying, yay, I'm going to come out with a divorce. I'm going to go into this and get my heart broken. No, we don't want that. But sometimes the defense mechanism is to shut down or close off, or to keep people at a distance, at an arm's length. Or it can be to be cold or dramatic in some way, or not trust emotions or feelings. But the King of Cups here, sometimes he can be indulgent. So just be mindful of overdoing things, specifically when it comes to drinks or foods, or, even emotions. Sometimes we tend to, this can be a little bit of a love bomb energy. So for those of you that are connecting with someone, just be mindful. Not that is going to, I just feel like there's discernment. Use discernment and diplomacy. But the hope, this is your hopes and fears. And the hope is true, genuine connection. The hope is that you have the emotional intelligence to be able to attract another individual, which you have the emotional intelligence, Aquarius. You've gone through a lot, and you've learned, and you've healed, and you've worked on yourself, and you've maybe gone to therapy, and you've been a caregiver. And I feel like you've given back to yourself, or you're about to in some way, shape, or form, where this is compassion and kindness and patience, and it's going to be worth it, because your outcome is card 24 of this deck, this major arcana. Now, there's only 21 cards in the major arcana. The creator and author of this deck added a few bonus, and this is card 24. 2 and 4 equals 6. That's the Lovers. But this is the card of metamorphosis. And it may feel like a little bit of a similar vibe to the Death card, but to me, it's the opposite. It is the opposite, where the Death can be a transition that may be a little more difficult to endure, because it may not be a transition that you necessarily wanted. This is a transition that you wanted, and it's still difficult at times because it requires you to fully open your heart up to it. But when this metamorphosis comes in, this is the cosmos making it happen here in a way. It's cosmic connection, and it doesn't surprise me to see the Wheel of Fortune, because this is bigger than just you, bigger than just this person. This is possibly past life energy. It can be, I am getting twin flame, and I don't often talk about twin flame readings or twin flame connections, because a lot of it can get really entangled. But I feel like there is a sense of that missing piece, right? Or being able to feel a sense of fullness and wholeness on a deep spiritual level. This is rise and shine, baby. It's rebirth. It's shedding old beliefs and really being able to embrace that inner wonder And I do feel like there may have been a sense of, feeling a little bit stuck, feeling a little bit trapped, and maybe feeling like you were that caterpillar. But it almost, what I feel here? It almost is like you remember that you had wings in a past life, or maybe even connecting to your true soul self, but you're stuck as a caterpillar, right? And you're like, wait a second, I've already had visions of my wings. So it's different than the caterpillar never have knowing that it had wings, because then it doesn't know any better. But it's like, now that you know better, you do better. And you realize that yes, you do have wings. You're not stuck at that caterpillar, that lower level. You've grown. You've literally quite grown. You've grown new wings. You've ascended, and now you're able to soar. And that's your outcome energy. You definitely have wings. They are big. They are bright. They are beautiful. The death energy is more of going through that cocooning process, where the metamorphosis is saying you've gone through it. Look at the beauty of the wings expanding here with the blue butterfly. The fact that it mentions blue here as well, even though we see the hues of blue and green, that's the heart chakra and the throat. So I definitely feel like there's going to be a pickup of communication, a lot of communication with your higher self, with a loved one, or emotional bonds being strengthened here. And I definitely love to see this, because there's ascension and there's growth. So Aquarius, get ready. Get ready to spread your wings, because there is a soulmate energy coming in here for you, if not already. And this is based on affection, reciprocity, fairness, giving and receiving, and unconditional love. Unconditional love. Beautiful. All right, let's get a message from the wisdom of the Oracle. It almost feels like a cosmic love, because sometimes people say, well, unconditional love isn't really a thing. That's for, babies or our pets. We have that unconditional love. But I feel like this is more of a, yes, it's unconditional, but it feels cosmic. It feels bigger than maybe anything you've ever experienced before. Let's take a look here from the wisdom of the Oracle. We have, okay, never ending story. This is time for you to step out. This is the Wheel of Fortune, and that's why we literally have the Wheel of Fortune as an opportunity here. Card 10 to exit out of a contract or to do something new. 37 could be your age. It could be a significant number for some of you. This is about self-criticism as well. It can be about the wounded ego and even unnecessary dramas. And the message is this. Sometimes your soul enters into contracts with another that result in pain, not because of abuse or neglect, but it could be, because we see that out here. But it could be more complex. Maybe it's shame, fear of intimacy, low self-esteem. Those can be the greatest challenges to the success of a relationship. Consider how valuable this knowledge is. However, right now you have an important opportunity for healing, but you must reflect on the stories you weave about love, connection, abandonment, rejection, and loneliness. Not only do you need to begin a story, you need to forgive yourself for telling yourself the old one. Have compassion for the part of you that believes all those narratives. None of them were ever true anyway. And that's the truth, right? It's the conditions. It's not you on that deeper soul level. It's what you've gone through. And those are all illusions. They're all facets, but it's not the truth of who you are, right? Now, the protection message, just because some of you may still be feeling a little bit stuck with that Knight of Pence, fearful to take this new path because you're wondering, well, what if I get there and my wings are clipped? What if I don't fly, right? What if I can't really get something off the ground? Those are all what ifs. Those are all fears. Let's try to eradicate them. And this is how. Protection. This is a time to avoid drama at all costs, including that self-criticism talk, especially when it comes to other people's stuff. Your sensitivity is on overload these days, and you're best served by keeping your distance. Your mantra today, one of my favorites, not my monkeys, not my circus, right? Or not my circus, not my monkeys. If there is drama, it's going to pass. And that may be why I see some sort of meetup or connectivity, but time needed to happen. And I just see with this never ending story here, you have the opportunity to just exit out of a contract and to take it to the next level, take it to the next, phase with the metamorphosis happening here. Yeah, you're not going to go back to that caterpillar energy now that you know what you know. Once you've learned something, you don't unlearn it. Or you can unlearn what you've learned, but you still have that knowledge. You're still privy to a situation. And I just feel like you don't want to go back to where you've been that may have been difficult or challenging. So you may be choosing to exit out of something that's been repetitive, or it's been a little bit of a loop. Yeah, you're breaking a cycle here. All right, Aquarius, let's get a few messages from the crystal spirits. And at this time, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big breath in. Hold it as long as you can and release through the mouth with a nice big sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first crystal or crystals that show up in your mind's eye. Now your crystal could have a specific color, maybe hues of blues, reds, orange, or yellow, maybe pink or white or clear. Your crystal could have a specific shape or be a specific size. Maybe your crystal has points, clusters. Maybe it's in the polished form or raw. This may even be a gemstone that you're familiar with and maybe even know the name of. Or perhaps you've never seen it before, but you're feeling the energies emitting that of unconditional love, protection, healing, or groundedness. There is no right or wrong answer, Aquarius. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your crystals. If you had one or many, drop them in the comment section below. If you know the name, great. If not, what did you see? What did you feel? Whatever was showing up in your mind's eye, drop that in the comment section below the video. All right, you have two crystals today, card 30 and 32. You have lapis or lapis lazuli, and you have lepidolite, so L. Some of you may also have names that start with an L. I'm getting LA or LE. It could be Lori. I'm getting Lori is significant here. And we're going to go with lepidolite, card 32. Some of you may even be born on the 30th is what I'm picking up on. But this is about simplification, and it's about, managing one's time and really coming back to your breath. It's being present, being in the moment. When it comes to relationships, problems in relationships have a way of sorting themselves out when we reorient ourselves by simply letting go of the string of worries that has us jumping here and there, feeling that we can never do enough or be enough to make our relationships work. Settle into simplicity and bring the energy of lepidolite into your relationships. Slow down and listen. Saying simply, I'm sorry, yes, and I see. Simply being present and focused on another person. Listening to the words they speak and the messages that they send silently through the language of their bodies. You will start to feel calmer. Whatever the challenge, simplicity can help. Okay, so for some of you, this is slowing it down a bit because it may feel, I mean, maybe you have been slowing it down too much. I mean, with that Knight of Pentacles, but maybe that is the challenge here for you, is to slow things down, to be able to see from perhaps a different perspective, and to be able to open up and feel vulnerable, because it does feel like there may be a little bit of hypervigilance, or there may be a little bit of a wall up in some way, shape, or form, but you're ready to go a little bit deeper, or someone that you are talking with or connecting with or energetically tied to. I feel like there is a next step, a next level to really grow and ascend. So this looks quite beautiful for you. We also have card 30. This is about spiritual truth. And this reminds me of the outcome of cosmic connections, because this is about unity consciousness and inner vision. And the relationship message is this: all of us arose from the same liquid soup of potential when the earth began to take form. And you, like everyone, are made of the stars. You are intermingled with the creation of all of life. And this crystal is here to remind you that you are never alone. You don't have to figure out this life by yourself, right? And that's the cosmic energy that's coming in as your outcome. Lapis can help you learn through relationships with others and through tapping into the universe for higher wisdom and insights about those experiences. Sometimes it takes being around people with a different perspective to start to better understand yourself and what you most deeply value. Is someone in your life today gifting you with a new perspective and insights that can help you on your healing path? Look around, Aquarius. The universe wants you to experience enlightenment and not to be in the dark, repeating the same old patterns. That's why you have the never-ending story. We don't want to repeat those patterns. Often, change agents are sent your way, which I see that. There's communication here. There's offers coming in. There's a call. There's a text. There's some messages. There are change agents coming in to encourage you to make that shift you promised yourself you would make. There it is, 8 of Cups. You promised yourself this. That's the magician energy. Open up to the idea that allies can come in forms that you might not have expected. Beautiful. This is one of my personal favorites. When you meditate with the stone, and it's also blue, right? It is the all-knowing energy. It's willing to share knowledge, guide us, help us tap into, the collective energy in a deeper, profound way, higher consciousness. It helps guide us to not what we want, but instead what we need, right? What we need. So it's a higher good type of energy, which means it can break apart from ego. Sometimes we think we need something, we want something so bad. We want this, and we're only willing to do it this way, and this is the only way to do it, and that causes us to stay in that loop. But I feel like this crystal can really activate that throat chakra energy that we were picking up on earlier, and it can help you break out of patterns and embrace your highest good and what it is that you actually need, okay? Which could in turn ultimately be a wish or a want, but it may show up in a different way. All right, last but not least, final message from your guides. We have the Mirror. Everyone is a reflection of what you believe about yourself. We said that earlier, right? Reflection of your outer worlds, but there is a disconnect or a dissonance here. And that's why some new changers are coming in here, changing the game up, helping you see things from a different perspective. That's why this mirror is being held up. What you see in another is also within you. This is a call to deepen the connection within. Yeah, this is a call, and you have the love call showing up here. So whether this is a change agent coming in externally, or whether it is, and I feel like it is external with the mirror being held up, it's going to be someone or something externally that shows up on your path to have you look through the eyes of a different perspective than you have before, because that right there is the key. That's the ticket to jumping out of this never-ending story. So that is what I have for you, Aquarius. This was deep, but I feel like it's profound in such a way where emotional connectivity and maybe some emotional blocks that you had are really being released and worked on through the change agents that are coming in for you right now. That is what I have, Aquarius. I hope it resonates. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And do drop your crystals. I'd love to hear them in the comment section below. I will enter you into that free reading giveaway if you do so. And again, make sure you hit that subscribe and bell so you don't miss that notification around the first when the winner is announced. Thank you so much for tuning in, Aquarius. Lots of love.